Hi everyone, welcome back again to an update of the Garrion Tower, and my name's Nicole and I'm joined today by Cass, my good friend who is also the project manager for the Garrion Tower. We literally had an update just February there from Block Architects. They have presented to us and we have now presented to everyone the concept drawings for the Garrion Tower. Since then, we've also just been trying to kind of progress from there, and I thought it would be quite good to just get a sit down again with Laura and just discuss the concept drawings and what we've really been doing and what's next and the plan basically. So it's been just over a year, so it was my 1 year anniversary of buying the Garrion Tower on the 18th of February, so just over a year that we've had her, and it feels like a lot longer, to be honest, because I just feel like we've done so much, but there's just not enough time in the day to get done what we need to get done. There's just so much involved that even we weren't expecting. So basically, Laura, hello.
Hiya.
We have obviously had this meeting with Block Architects, and we've obviously presented the drawings and stuff like that. I want to kind of touch back on where we were with the drawings. So the first meeting that we had and the excitement that we had from the drawings. So Laura, tell me a bit about what was your thoughts when we get presented the concepts for Block Architects?
I think, if I remember correctly, there's never any time when both me and you are speechless at the same time. And there was silence. There was silence. There was sniggering. Sniggering in silence, and just eyes jumping all over the drawings. I think we both blacked out probably for a good couple of seconds. There was breath lost. So that's how I remember it. That's exactly how I remember it.
I remember it a couple of times. Me and you actually just we were looking, then we were just looking at each other. Then we were just looking back at the drawings, like a mixture of shock, excitement.
There was total shock. Total shock. Then it went into excitement. Then it went into whoa. There's a lot to be doing here, and then back to excitement. But I think that's how it's going to be for this full thing.
I think again that touches back on, this is such a huge project, and what keeps happening is I just keep thinking that everything's going to be 5 minutes, because that's how I actually operate my full life. Like, that will take me 5 minutes, that'll be 5 minutes, that'll be 5 minutes. And when the drawings get presented, again, we knew we were getting drawings, but when they get presented and we seen how much was in the drawings, we were going, right, this is massive. But again, it's like excitement. It's amazing excitement, but it's still like daunting at the same time. So I think it was just a mixture of that. When we had obviously then provided the drawings to social media, if you like, and everybody who's interested in the project, we obviously had a lot of feedback across the board to all socials, and a lot of the feedback was really, really positive. Some of the traditionalists that we had a wee bit of a negative opinion, just because they felt like, I think maybe they were looking for the Garrion and they didn't want it to be lost, and the new project. And I think that at that point we were directing them to the podcast that we'd done with Kenny for Block Architects to say, look, this is it being unveiled, like, please watch the podcast before you get too upset about it, because I think when you're presented with the drawings from the architects and just seeing a picture of it online, it's just two completely different things. What was your thoughts on regards to people's attitude towards the drawings and things like that, like the feedback that we got? How did you feel about that?
No, I think the negative comments initially, you're like, right, okay, but at this kind of early stage, we don't know if it's going to be stone, if it's going to be kind of timber, all that kind of stuff. That's still up for discussion. So I think we always take everybody's points on board. I don't think we're ever going to be able to please everybody. And I think that the main thing is that this building's got to be saved. If it's not going to be, if we don't do anything with it, then it'll sit there, it'll crumble, and nobody will see it again, because it'll eventually just fall down. So I think that's probably the most important thing.
I think as well, just touching on that, like I said, I think as well, just getting people to actually go back and watch the presentation from Block Architects. I think what everybody needs to remember is that this is concept drawings. This is a huge project, and along the way things will change. So this is a concept of how we can save this building. Yes, it's going to be commercially used, so yes, we need to make it bigger, we need to make it usable for weddings, for events. I mean, yes, things are going to need to change, but the building is going to be saved and the main features are going to be kept. So that's the most important part, and I think that is important for people to remember that. Like you said there, you're never going to be able to please everybody. You never can. But we certainly have tried our best to involve the community as much as we have, because we appreciate their thoughts and we appreciate their responses. And whether it's negative or positive, I do appreciate everybody's feedback. Because you know what? At least you're still interested. So see, if you're interested, the building means something to you. It means something to the community, and that's what I want. I want it to mean something to everybody. And I think that's transpired, to be honest. So that was really the message. So again, just for anybody watching this episode that maybe hasn't caught the previous episode, I would love for you to go back and watch the episode with Kylie and Bruce from Block Architects, where they're presenting the drawings to us, because it really is important. If you're looking at that sketch that we've put up and you have got anything negative or any negative thoughts about it, I would love for you to go back and watch that and maybe just see if that changes your mind in any, because it literally is a concept, and it's explained differently when it's presented to you rather than just a picture just coming at you hard and fast, if you like. Again, you kind of touched on this as well, Laura, but the main point is we're saving the building, and that's what the architects are trying to do. They're trying to be sympathetic to the fact that we're blending the new and the old, hence, you know, the glass connectors and things like that. How did you feel about the glass connectors? Because
love them.
I just love that.
Love it. And I think that's the thing, because we are catering to people who are going to want to have their weddings there, people that are wanting to come on a Saturday night and have their dinner and a couple of drinks. And I think that we want to make the use of everything that's round about us as well. So you're going to be able to see through the glass, you're going to be able to see the side of the building, you're going to be able to see the stone, you're going to see the trees all around. If you're standing looking down there, you're going to see right down to the Clyde. So I think that was the best option. So I do agree that I think that the glass connectors are a massive factor, and especially for the light, because the full idea of the Garrion Tower and extending the Garrion Tower is meant to be that we're still keeping the feeling of the greenery, the light, the water. This is all supposed to be still incorporated, even though we're extending it, making it slightly bigger so we can use it commercially. At the same time, we're still keeping all the natural amazing parts of it so visible, you know. So I think that's really important, and I think that's why the glass is important as well. The natural light in there will be amazing. It'll be stunning. I think it'll be a wedding photographer's dream, to be honest. So that's perfect. So just referring back to the drawings again, Cass, we had obviously initially we had discussed with architects about how we thought there would be an extension at the rear of the building, which would have like the restaurant and bar and things like that. And the architects have came back to us and basically presented the drawings with extensions at either side of the building. And then obviously given it a rear end potential outdoor wedding feature as well, where you can have host your wedding outdoors and stuff like that. A beautiful kind of nice track right down to the pavilion and stuff like that. Did you think that was a better option when they presented that to us? Did you think that was a better way to go? At the initial meetings with the architects, what they were saying to us was just looking at the back of the building is a very steep kind of slope at the back of the building. And it is. And what they were kind of saying was what we were proposing would be quite difficult to carry out. So what I had said was, we're open. We are so open to any options that they could provide us. After looking at potential other developments that could be going on round about it, the idea then came for the two extensions to be on either side of the building, so that it basically encloses our garden. When you're in either side of the new extensions, you will be basically enclosing the land so that whenever you're there, you're going to feel that you're only in Garrion. You're not going to see anything else on the other side. Whenever you're in the gardens,
I like that.
Aye, that was a good bit.
That was a great bit.
I really liked that. I don't know if you were at that. I mean,
no, probably wasn't. I like that.
But that I really liked that. I really liked that. And I kind of feel as if at the steep slope then, because what we had asked for in the wish list, if you want, was grand stairs at the back, and so what they were giving us was a kind of more enclosed feel for your land, the Garrion land, and then they were giving us our grand staircase to go down the back, and then because it is a steep slope, we'll have our staircase, we'll have a kind of seating area, and then we'll have another wee kind of area for outdoor weddings, and again further steps down to our pavilion. So it was basically giving us everything that we wanted. So there was a wee bit of compromise, but I think it's all worked out for the best.
And it has obviously been a few weeks since we got the concept drawings, because that was about early Feb, maybe the first couple of weeks in Feb. So do you want to tell us a wee bit, Laura, since we've had the concept drawings, and this is the $1 million question because I know it's coming, what have you been up to since you got the drawings? When you get the drawings, I don't think you maybe realised how much work was involved for you after the drawings.
No. So what's happened is that I've got the drawings.
Neither did I apologise for that.
That's all right. It's all right. It's actually good fun. The spreadsheet, not so much fun. Right? But our kind of QS I said, right, okay, now we've got these drawings. What we're going to try and do now is let's try and get our costs together. Let's go and see how much this full thing is going to cost Nicole. Woo! So basically what I've been doing is I've actually been going through room by room what I think I know, and then I get more information all the time of what I think I'm going to need, and then I get lists from Jonathan which are 125 pages long and then I go, oh my god. So we're going through room by room just now, just to get what we think we're going to need, along with professionals' advice, in case anybody thinks that I'm just going for that myself. So we're collating all of that information. So
for the quantity surveyor.
For the quantity surveyor, so that he can get it in a cost plan. Let's see how much this full thing is going to cost you. So that's probably one of the tense bits. That's where selecting cushions and couches and beds and nice things start to become, oh my god.
Aye, definitely. I mean, I don't envy you in the slightest.
No. Still not into the spreadsheet.
No, not at all. No, not at all. I've got enough spreadsheets. I don't need a new one. I'm okay with the ones I've got. From the very, very start, that's kind of brings me to my next point, because for the very, very start, we've always said, and we stand by that, we are only going to be working with local and Scottish-based suppliers and companies, because we feel like this is a project that's close to everybody's hearts for the community, and I think it's only fair that we involve only local and Scottish-based companies to help us, unless physically impossible. But can you name any of the companies that you've been going to visit recently, Laura, that you would like to maybe touch on? Anybody that's been extremely helpful or extremely excited about the project?
Well, I actually was at the Scottish Interior Showcase last week. That was brilliant. Met a lot of people that I've already actually been dealing with via email, over the phone. So it was nice to meet them face to face. I've met a company called Benholm. They are actually based in Falkirk, and they do biophilic design. I hope I'm saying that right. So that's like bringing live plants in to like restaurant areas. So I'm all about this.
You're all about this.
I'm all about this. I'm all about bringing the outside in, right? So that's met a company from Falkirk. The guys have been great. They've been sending loads of pictures through. We're kind of going back and forth types of trees and all that, which is amazing. Spoke to a guy yesterday, which was quite exciting. They're called McQueen Landscapes. They do indoor water features. So again, this is all kind of round about the restaurant. know the actual main building. So I'm still in that section of the spreadsheet. So they are, it's a big section. So they were great. They were explaining to me all of the different things that we can do, troughs that the water needs to go into, all this kind of stuff. So that was exciting.
Amazing.
Every time you speak to these people, you think you're kind of getting really like you. That could be done in 5 minutes. That sounds great. When have I seen that? So that's who I've been speaking to this week. I met a designer, Edinburgh-based female Scottish designer. Beautiful fabrics. So I think we're probably going to incorporate them into some of the bedrooms.
Brilliant.
But since I'm not that section of the spreadsheet, then they're in the back office. But we actually put her on our socials page. So Mary Helena.
Are you trying to manually calculate the cost of this?
I'm trying not to, so I don't die.
She's like, oh, that sounds expensive.
That's the thing. It's like it's hard to ignore, because when you go through to the for anybody that doesn't watch the TikTok or whatever, but we'll literally have like a kitchen, and then we have like a back room off the kitchen, which is now Laura's design room, and it's just mood boards everywhere, samples, and it's just crazy when you go in there and everybody's like, whoa, there's just so much going on, and it's madness in it. But it's good to see, because when you see all the things coming together, you're like, oh, this is going to be amazing. It is.
But then you also walk in and you go, there's 7 carpet samples down there. What's happening with that? What is going on? People are sometimes getting in just to have a wee look and walking over the carpet samples, and I'm like, guys. But it's all looking a bit much through there. But it's a process. So we're working through it all.
And that kind of, that in mind, through our TikTok especially, but TikTok and social media in general, we've had so many people contacting us, want to help, want to be part of the project, want to be involved. It's just blown up, hasn't it? Like, is there anybody that you've been speaking to for that, like, interaction where you...
We get joiners, tilers, galore from TikTok. We get loads of people who we've all added to our tender list. Because if they're local and they've contacted us, then
they'll be added. They're getting a fair shot.
They're getting a shot the same as anybody else that we know. So, so that's actually been quite helpful.
Brilliant.
It saved us a bit of legwork.
Well, that was how I think we'd put up something on the Garrion TikTok, and it was, people were mentioning, oh, we can do this, we can help with that, and straight away we put another video on saying, look, contact us via email, the Garrion Tower at g4claims.net, and basically we're storing all your information there. We're putting it onto the tender list, so that anybody that has contacted us will be on that list, and they will be contacted shortly, so that we can start getting some quotes and things like that involved. So I want to kind of touch on the fact as well that people have been in contact about weddings. This has just been crazy, hasn't it? Like, people have been messaging us, they want to book their weddings and all that. That is just a compliment in its own, that people are already...
But it's tense.
It's tense, because we're worried about people like placing their bets or getting married here when we literally don't have a start date yet. So again, just for anybody who is interested in booking their weddings, firstly, thank you so much for even feeling like that and being as excited about this project as we are, because that alone just means so much to us. The fact that people are willing to take a gamble on us and put their wedding there is just amazing. It's just an amazing feeling. So I want to say thanks so much for that. But if you've got any wedding inquiries, unfortunately you can email the Garrion Tower at g4claims.net. We have had loads of that, and we've put you onto a separate spreadsheet. There's too many spreadsheets. We've put you onto a separate spreadsheet basically with all your details, but unfortunately we won't be able to get back to anybody now, because I wouldn't have anybody placing their bets on that until we know that everything's good to go and we've got a build date, a start date, and then once we have got that, we will contact everybody individually. Whenever we've got like all our information packs and prices and stuff. But again, we want to do that whenever we're in a really comfortable place and with the construction. We want to make sure everybody's looked after, and we wouldn't do that. We don't want anybody to be worried about that, and we certainly don't want to be worried about it further because it's just too much pressure. But again, guys, keep sending your inquiries in because we're so. If anything, it gives me the feel good feeling. I don't know about you.
Me too. It keeps the momentum going. And the days where you're looking at flush plates, and the days where you're looking at flush plates, you're like, whoa, flush plates. So that's nice. That keeps the momentum going.
As soon as somebody's contacting us, I'm just picturing that person's wedding. I'm like, oh, looks beautiful, but I wish I could do it, but it's just not right now. So thanks again so much for that, guys. So Laura, there's been loads of people obviously contacting us and asking us about where you work, which is, I think people think you're just sitting in that castle yourself, which is really funny. I want to keep you warm, so I've kept you in the G4 HQ. But know that you wouldn't go to
I just go down and patrol anyway.
Just look at it anyway. But, so obviously at the minute you're based in the G4 HQ. For anybody that doesn't know, Laura, before she worked with me, actually helped me with all the interior design of this full building. So Laura basically designed the full of the G4 HQ and both the podcast studios. So before she was even working for me, she was already working with me. And somebody had, I don't know if you were here the other day when somebody had come in, there was a person coming in to record for the podcast studio. And when he came in, he was like, this is like selling sunsets in here, like it's an American office. And it was a Monday morning and there was a lot of people hung over in the office, so I was like, right, well, we don't look the staff for selling sunsets. But he never mentioned staff, he just mentioned the vibe of the office. So I was laughing because I was like, he's actually right, see with the glass and all that it just looks really, really cool. So tell us a bit about Laura. When I brought you up here and I said, please help me design this office, what was your thoughts, what was your concept?
Well, you always give me black, red and white, and I'm always like, right, okay, it's the corporate colours.
It's the brand.
We're living in it now, but we compromised.
Yeah,
we compromised on the paintings.
I remember so the paintings that were in the office were done by Victoria Karen,
who's amazing, local artist. Unreal.
She's based in Motherwell. She's absolutely amazing. She's done all the portraits in this building. A lot of them are of me, so sorry about that, Victoria. You're probably sick and sight of me. Cassie's idea, no mine. I'm not just wanting portraits of myself, people.
I find it really amusing.
And I remember when Victoria was doing the portraits, she had actually messaged me and said, Nicole, just a quick one, it's regarding the portraits, is it just red, black, it's regarding the prints for G4, is it just red, black, white and these? And I went, yes, of course. And then she messaged you and you went, no, put other colours in it.
Put other colours in. I thought, let's
and then when they came, I went, oh, I actually love them.
Yeah. So the thought behind them was like, G4's everywhere. G4's everywhere. You go to the football, G4's there. There's cars driving about that are G4. There's like, every time you look on Facebook, Instagram, there's some sort of G4 company on it. Do you know that way? So I was like, subliminally, G4's kicking about everywhere. So these paintings are actually just big abstract paintings, but wee tiny G's all over them. And then I was thinking like the vibe, and I went full Kanye West, obviously, which was like all the words on it. I actually can't remember, but it's like stronger, bigger, faster, better. So that's what's on all of the walls. And in actual fact, it's totally the vibe of the office, because everybody totally goes. Oh, it totally is. Everybody goes hard in that office, so it's. They worked it well. I remember when Victoria. When we first got this building, and I brought you up for the first time to look at it. The place had been ripped back to the bare brick, and there was literally just like there was no walls, there was no doors, there was very Garrion. It was very Garrion, and I remember walking through and I was like, right, this is the office here. And I remember you just looking, and anybody else that I'd brought in was going, oh, there's a lot of work to be done. And I remember you brought in, you were like, I'm feeling like Kanye West, stronger. And I was like, what? How are you getting Kanye West stronger for this? Like, and then when you put the office together, I went, I'm feeling Kanye West stronger. I know what you mean. It was just so mental how you had pictured that and sang that song to me then, and then when you done it, I went, right, that makes sense now. But at the time, I was thinking she's losing it. Which I am, by the way. So that's definitely happening. So just reverting quickly back to the Garrion then. So we've got a lot of good people behind us now on the project, and there's a lot of good people involved that we're really, working well with and we trust and stuff like that, which has been amazing. What's your thoughts going forward, Laura? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you what's the thoughts? I'm excited, and I love every single bit of it, but I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit nervous because I think whenever you're picking stuff, and like we think it's the right thing, and we think this is what the brides are going to love, and all the girls love it, and we get good feedback on Instagram and stuff, on mood boards and stuff, but you still do think there's a wee bit of nerves there.
Aye.
There is a wee bit of nerves there, and I think that there will always be nerves there.
Aye.
Because once we've maybe done the interior design and we can see it and we absolutely love it and we think, right, brilliant, that's great, that's worked, the nerves I think will move on
Aye.
to like the next part, which
Aye.
will be, are we getting all of this right? Is the hotel running right? Is everybody happy with their weddings? Is everybody happy with their meals?
Aye.
So I think there'll probably always be that, but at the same time I think that's the right thing, because
Aye.
we don't ever want to be too
Strive
sure.
for perfection.
Aye, so we're always
Aye.
going to want to be perfect, so we'll always be a wee bit on the could we make it better. So aye. So I think that's probably the right attitude, even though.
And I think that's the right attitude, but I do also think that it needs to be admired, the project that you've took on, because it's a massive project and you're doing a lot of work for the project. So I just want to say thank you for that, because I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for you doing what you do on the project. So I
you're
want to
cute.
thank you for that.
You. Thanks for having me.
So basically, guys, we want everybody to get involved. We want to hear your feedback, like we already said, whether it's negative or positive. We're happy to hear it. We can take it in the chin. At the end of the day, this is a project that we really want everybody to know about, and we want people to be involved with, even if it is for the sake of the local tradesmen who want to be involved in the project. It is a good opportunity for everybody, so we really want to involve everybody. If everybody can follow us, we've got a website, thegarriontower.co.uk. We've got all the socials. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. Garrion Tower, put it into Google, you'll definitely know misses. We're plastered all over the place, and if you miss us, then I don't know what to say, because we can't get any more out there. So please go on and follow us. We appreciate all your time and all your support. Thanks again, guys.